All right, so I'm going to continue where I left off yesterday with this. And I did a little bit of work after I left the stream because I needed to do some stuff with secrets. I needed to make sure things were working. It turns out that I needed to make some adjustments in my Azure environment. Um, I'm using the new preview feature. I guess maybe it's even live, but it's still marked as preview in documentation, where you can get application settings from Key Vault, and that uses the app settings, and then you do your app setting in a specific way, and then it accesses the Key Vault to actually get secrets. It turns out that I didn't have the right access policy turned on for the Key Vault, so everything was actually not running in Azure Functions. So I got that troubleshooted, got that out of the way, and was actually able to get some responses. So I wanted to go up and show how this worked, kind of end to end. We try to find where it did some registration. It's going to be up here. Yeah. So this is where it actually submitted a payload for my stream actually starting yesterday. And it's I just ran some test streams for a few minutes, and it does take some time to do, but there it is, like actually executing and going through with it, and it would have sent out the actual Twitter notification, except I have the notifications disabled. So that all worked. I was hoping that maybe it would come on. I think I only registered the subscription for like a few hours, so I don't think that it's going to show anything for now. So I probably have to go through that again. So I got that working. That piece is done. So all that really remains is to manage the subscriptions, being able to see which subscriptions I have, and being able to remove subscriptions and resubscribe, because you can only stay subscribed for 10 days. So you have to basically resubscribe every 10 days on the webhook. So to do that, I'm going to use a little more PowerShell. Another thing that I did after the streams, I went through and cleaned this up a little bit. Since we don't even need to do anything extremely fancy with like getting an access token or anything like that, we can just use the client credentials. I just clean this up, remove the classes, which if you were watching that stream, it wasn't the class's fault. It was me like troubleshooting for like an hour why this wasn't working. It's because I didn't even spell my name right. I had it misspelled, which is hilarious. But I went through, cleaned this up a little bit, and made it to where I don't need to do an access token request anymore, and we're good there. So what I need to do is I need to create a couple more functions. One function is to get my Twitch stream subscriptions, and another function is to remove or unregister Twitch stream subscriptions. So the first one I want to do is get Twitch stream subscription. So I'm gonna copy this so that I'm using the same name for that. So what I need, all I should need is the Twitch app object. I'm gonna do validate not null or empty, although it doesn't seem to work properly. And again, this is just a PS custom object, so there's no type for me to add for this. Can I go through here? So this should be a pretty simple thing, and if I look at the God. Yeah, it's part 5, I believe, at the last hour. Yeah, that's a good point. I will make it mandatory. And that's actually something I'm missing up here too on this one. And here. Thanks, Thomas. Much appreciated. And that's all well and good. Teamwork does make the dream work. All right, so I just need that, and now we need to go and reference some of the documentation real quick. Switching over to Firefox here. Get webhook subscriptions. This is what we need to do right here. So after and first. So this is going to paginate, which is fantastic. I'm not going to worry about pagination right now because I'm not going to have that many subscriptions. It only does a maximum of 100. So I think that right now I'm good. I can worry about pagination after we have 100 PowerShell live streamers, which would be pretty impressive. I hope we get that many. That'd be pretty cool. But this is the endpoint we need to work against, and I think all we have to do is do that in first. I'm just going to go ahead and grab 100 from it. So again, I'm going to don't show this because it's not necessarily important for anybody. You don't really need it to show up on the tab completion or anything like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and allow the first to be done. Validate range from 0 to 100. I don't think 0 makes any sense, so I'm going to do 1 to 100, and then I'm going to set default to 100 on that. So we're going to build my params for the invoke REST method on this, and we're going to have a URI, which is going to be like this. So it's the base URI, and the first method equal get, and copying from up here. So I think that's it. Yeah. Code switching between the C# and PowerShell has been entertaining. I don't think that I actually went through and completed it, but I noticed I was using my normal PowerShell indentation style in my C# in some places. Like, oh god, I need to fix that. That looked bad. Okay, in theory, this should be all I need to get my current subscriptions. So we're going to make Thomas happy and actually try this out. Twitch app. First 100. And you see, like, it doesn't have that base URI there, so like it's kind of invisible, but if I do like that, it does show up. So that's why the don't show is pretty awesome. And I didn't get any error. Oh, well, actually I didn't execute anything. This is awesome. I'm too lazy to type that all. All right, let's try this. Oh, there we go. Must provide a valid app token. So everything else I can use the client ID, but I can't do it on this one. Actually, let me make sure I've got my stuff in. Yeah, so this works, but this doesn't. So this one probably does require an access token, although like before it was complaining about not wanting to use access tokens. I love consistent APIs. It's fantastic. All right, so I probably need to go ahead and do the access token and take the access token instead and use that. So since everything else takes the Twitch app, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to authorization. And this should be access token dot access token. Let me just double check the get Twitch OAuth token. Yeah, access token. Control U. That's a new one. All right, so let's try this. It was not letting me use this before, and now unauthorized. Must provide a valid client ID on line 28. Yeah, that's not it's not the right line. It's talking about here. So I wonder what their thing for this is. I'm going to go back to the documentation right quick. The capital B, is that why? Try that again. There we go. All right, so I need to get the data off of this. Always want to type date instead of data. All right, so there we go. These are my current streams now. That's funny. The I'm gonna go back to Firefox real quick. The should have gotten an event for when my stream went live because it says that I'm still subscribed, but I actually didn't see anything. Yeah, there it was. Yeah, so this is where it actually came in when my stream went live this morning. So that payload actually did come in. If I look at the Twitch stream event handler, this is where it handled this. It's using UTC time, so that's why it's a little ahead of what my actual time is right now. And then we can see the Twitter event handler as well. Yeah, I've definitely got the browser visible on the thing here. And then this is where the Twitch one would have fired off, but I've got this notification. I'm sorry, Twitter would have fired off, but this is the tweet that would have done. Is it would have said, you know, the URL, and then Marky Krause is now streaming live. Very simple tweet that I'm sending out for this, but that's pretty cool. I think I may want to actually change this to something I can set as a string in the app settings, but I'll just add that to the backlog. So this will make it so that I can update the string without having to recompile the application. I am definitely known to do typos and spelling errors on quite a regular basis, and I'd rather not have to redeploy the entire application just to fix my typo. Yeah. Marketing teams are fantastic for that, right? I'm lucky that I don't work on any actual like public products, I guess, that actually have a marketing team behind them. So I'm gonna grab this result. Because I'm probably going to need to take that in. So this has three parts to it. It has the topic, which is the user, and the callback, and the expires at. Now, normally I'd have to like take this topic and take this user ID and translate it back to the stream name, but since I'm putting the stream name in the callback URL, I can actually save myself some time on just let the marketing team do sprint planning, right? Like, they know better than us on everything. It's fantastic. Yeah, 40 features in a sprint, that's doable, right? Like, you have 3 engineers, right? They can definitely do 40 in a sprint. Two points. So let me ask everyone in the channel about sprints. Do you use story points or do you use hours? We use person hours in ours because we do have a bunch of operations work, and it's heavy on the like you can track operations work as hours because it comes in and then you do the work, and then after it's done you can say you spent this many hours on it, right? Whereas project work is kind of difficult to do on the hours, but we're trying to mash them together and make sure that we are. Yeah. Yeah, because it's really hard to say, like, so like, let's say somebody wants a new VM, for example. What's the effort on that, right? Like, so anyways, the part of it is that we're tracking our ops work and our project and development work in the same sprint planning and trying to mash that all together for some cohesive reporting so that we can justify headcount, additional headcount, I should say, not trying to justify our existing headcount. We already know we're in over our heads, but yeah. The thing that I hated about the story points is that even within our IT department, the different teams within that were tracking effort differently, right? So like the story points couldn't be compared across teams either. At least that was the history of it. Whereas ours definitely can be compared against teams. But anyways, that was a sidetrack question here for people while I have them here. It's a thing. Yeah, except when you've got a lot of horizontal initiatives, right? Like if I'm going to be dependent on upstream work and their project is calling it out as a story point 3, and for your understanding, a story point 3 is like a single sprint effort, where in theirs it's a double sprint or something like that, right? Like how do you even track that properly? Um, but yeah, yeah, it works well when you're actually like a team unto itself, right? It doesn't work well when you're doing tons of cross-team collaboration and interdependence. At least that's been my experience. I'm kind of new to this way of tracking. A lot of my previous companies did no tracking whatsoever. I mean, we were using like Excel and um, OneNote to track projects and whatnot. So it's what did you type? Man, curious on that one. Anyways, I'll get back to this. So I need to be able to, now that I'm able to get my subscriptions, I need to be able to unsubscribe. So unsubscribing is the same as subscribing, with the exception of using a different verb. So I can basically take this and reverse it. So I believe it's unregistered is the okay. Unregistered, I think, is the correct verb. Get verb. The B is very important. Unregister, yeah. So unregister Twitch stream name. I don't need a hub secret for unregistering it. So let me just double check the documentation on that. Yeah, I don't believe that I need to pass either the least seconds or the hub secrets, but I do need the topic mode and the hub callback. So this one's gonna have to work two ways, because I want it to work with get. I think what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do that in the get, update that a little bit. That'll probably be easier. So basically, I want to be able to pour get Twitch webhook subscription and just pipe it into unregister Twitch stream webhook subscription to be able to unregister the the thing, but I don't need hub secret. I don't need least seconds. I do need a Twitch app. And I do need this. And I do know that I need to change this to unsubscribe. No, I am really bad about switching back and forth on this. Wish there was some other way of switching back and forth between these apps that doesn't involve sharing your entire desktop. So what I'm going to do up in Git Stream Webhook is I might actually modify this to have the properties on it that I need to take in, which is stream name and Twitch app. So results. Member type, no property. Name. I need to do this in a for each. Because this is going to have multiple in it. Stream name. Stream name equal oh yeah, sorry, I'm really bad about that whole thing, callback. So I'm going to basically split the callback on this on this. And I'm not sure if I need to escape that. So let me play. I can never remember. Subscriptions 0.callback split. There we go. All right. That's hilarious. Why did it try to import that? I was trying to automatically import the VSTS SDK. Must have tried to auto import when I was tab completing select object somehow. Yeah, I'm sure that just blew up a bunch of stuff, but oh well. That VSTS task SDK is a little invasive. Yeah, something tells me that it shouldn't actually automatically import modules when it's looking for tab completion. in my estimation, it should be possible if, at least if it only did the, I guess not. It's not possible. Ugh. I was trying to think of some way to do that. That only involves reading the manifest, but that would break like everything. Yeah, I've got some other modules at work that like I start to type something and it auto completes and then like it just goes. Um, Stream name. So that should work. The other thing that I need to add to this is the Twitch app. And value is Twitch app, and then I want to pass through on this. So this will add those and do that out. So let me do this. Make sure that it has a, I don't want to automatically do this out because the Twitch app shows the secret, but there it's got a stream name. Make sure that that's right. Yep. And then let me just make sure that 0.twitchapp.client ID, client secret, client URI. Okay, so those are there. So now what I should be able to do is take these and do value from pipeline. So this one. I'm trying to debate whether I want to do this as a different way. Yeah, I think this one. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Whether just to do value from pipeline by property name on these and make it so that you can't really unregister the same way you register. I think that I'm going to do that, just being lazy. This is my own thing, right? This should have been mandatory. Should have been mandatory up here as well. It's kind of important. Can't have that non-existent. Mandatory and value from pipeline by property name. So do that. I think that I'll take this out because I'm not doing the normal kind of thing here. So we're just gonna, oh, this is one thing that I dislike about so instead of stream, it's going to be stream name, and I don't even need to do this at all here because this is just going to be See, if I was using classes, this would be a little bit easier because then I could take in the custom object and do that, but I actually do need to do this. So this should work. Don't need hub secret in this one. So I still have that troubleshooting code here. Get rid of that as well. All right, so in theory, this unregistered Twitch webhook subscription should take in from get. So one of the things I want to do at the end of this is do register. I want it to actually output something because this does nothing. You get nothing back when this happens. So what I do want to do is do get Twitch screen subscription dash Twitch app, and then where object where callback equals the params, not params, body dot and dot topic. Is that what it uses there? Let's see what the should have been outputted somewhere up here in a million years. All right, just do that topic. Topic equal topic. All right. Beautify that a little bit. All right. So in theory, this will do the registration, which doesn't give anything, but it'll go out and grab Twitch stream webhooks subscriptions and find the one that matches what we submitted, hopefully returning the same thing as we would get here, which would allow us to then also pipe this directly into unregistered Twitch stream webhook subscription, which would be silly, but hey, this can be consistent, I guess. All right, so I'm going to update all of these once I've done that. Go through here, grab this. So I think my first subscription should be Corebob. Yep. So I'm going to unregister from Corebob. And I shouldn't need anything. This should work. I have no clue what that's going to produce, so I'm going to do some privacy while I run it, just in case it dumps some secrets to the screen. Yeah. So VSTS task totally screwed the pooch on that. The VSTS task, like I'm not going to show this here. I have to restart the session. The VSTS task SDK screwed up my entire PowerShell session when it auto-loaded. Alright, so I have to start over here. Get those in there. Get these in here. Create my Twitch app. Make sure this still works. It does. Make sure this still works. It does. All right. Just make sure that this is still Corebob. What the? It is. All right. Okay. So do some privacy again, just in case it does exactly what the last one did and spits secrets out. There's no secrets there, so I can show that. So I still have a slight bug. I was using Twitch access token on get Twitch user before, and I still have that lingering in my code here. So I just need to change that. And get this in. It should have showed my browser during that time and not the VS Code. On my screen, that's at least what it was showing. That's what I mean by privacy mode. All right. Run this again. And try to do that. So what I got back was this. So I got 202 accepted. And now if I do this again, it should only have one, which should be, hold on. All right, so yeah, didn't dump any secrets to the screen, so that's good. Basically, did this, gave me a 202 accepted, content length 0, so that does us no real good. But I ran this again, which should only have 1 subscription in it. And it doesn't. It might take some time to unregister the actual thing. I'll try this just again, because this is like definitely not an exact science on. Yeah, it could be delayed. Yeah, I hope this isn't my fault that you guys are having video problems. It's my stats are showing that it's going pretty well. So I did the unregister. It said that it was successful, but it still says that it's subscribed, but it could be a delay because this is like, yeah, not exactly an exact science. I'm going to just double check this right quick. So let me just show this. Thanks for the follow. So basically I'm going to do some verbose out here so I can just troubleshoot. I have this as submit body. I want JSON body. This is squiggly because it's, oh, it hasn't caught up. Alright, update this. And now I'll have to run this with verbose off screen because that does show some secrets. Oh, okay. My callback on that is not right. Just make sure that there's no secrets on the screen here, and then I can show it. All right. So it's least seconds I need to remove. For one, that doesn't need to be in there. Since I undid the for each, this was still using stream as the stream name, so it was passing in the callback was incomplete, so it's definitely not going to unregister if that's wrong. All right, so do this. All right, so that looks right. The callback is right. The topic is correct. So what we need to do is check this, and that it's still not complete. And again, who knows if it's just delayed whenever you unregister it, or I've still got something wrong. But looking at what I'm submitting, it's it should be right. So if I look at callback and dot topic, so that's the callback and the topic, and when I look at the payload that I gave, the topic is the same and the callback is the same, and I'm hoping that this is just hope there's not actually a new line there, because that'd be really weird if there is, or if it's just add another thing here just to be sure. Unregister. All right. Right, verbose and body dot callback to make sure that that's not just to be sure that it's not yeah, okay. So it's just the screen is wrapping here, so I just wanted to make sure that there wasn't some new line actually in the thing. So it looks good. Yeah, it's still showing that it's registered, but again, it could just be delayed. All right, so I should be relatively okay on these. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab and go ahead and subscribe to all of our current PowerShell peeps. So I'm gonna do some copy and paste from PowerShell Live Twitch channel. which is hilarious. Copy this, get rid of that so it's not going to do any weird echo or something, and go back to lay VS Code, paste this in here, get rid of me, get rid of Core Bob, so we're already subscribed, at least Core Bob's in limbo. Alright. So this I should be able to pass into register webhook subscription. Hub secret, hub lease seconds. Oh, nice. I have to say my VS Code foo is not that great. I invest more time in coding than coding efficiently, which is probably bad. I'm going to do some things here. So I'm going to do 60 times, so that's 60 seconds. There's 60 in an hour and 24 hours a day. So I'm only going to register for 24 hours. And all right, so in theory, what this should do is register all of these to our callback, and I'm going to expand this out just so we can see that, even though chat kind of overlays it. I'm also going to come over here into Firefox and make sure that I am I'm going to look at the Twitch injection, ingestion. Actually, if I come here and I go to run, I get this down here, which is kind of cool, I guess. Okay. Thanks for the host. Okay, so my goal is that hopefully while watching this, we'll be able to see the subscriptions coming in from Twitch after I run this. So go back to VS Code and watch this blow up. I think that yeah, this now will show some secrets because of the Twitch app being on it. So I'm going to capture these. All right. And fire away and watch the screen turn red. Or not, which is maybe a little. Callbot topic stream name. Yep, so those should be registered there. Let's see if they hit the API, and it looks like they have come in and registered. Um, and we're received hub mode, returning hub challenge, blah blah blah. So it's they're all registered now. So in theory, when any of these go live, I should start seeing this flow through to the other functions to notify. I do have the Twitter thing off right now because I was getting some duplicates when they started. So I need to kind of watch the activity for a little while as some of us start streaming. I think Chris is planning to stream here pretty soon too, so that could be a good use case. But with that, all the current channels are registered with the service to start notifying when they come online on Twitch. The Twitter account for this is at PowerShell Live. So if you want to follow that and get Twitter notifications whenever people go live, after I validate this for a little bit, make sure that I'm not getting double notifications like I was before, and if I do, figure out how to deal with that, which will probably be another stream if that happens. But for now, I'm gonna say that this is like 99.99% complete, and I'm going to end this stream for now. Thanks.